I grew up reading comics, like mostly Marvel comics, superheroes, and then by the time I was in high school, I started reading like alternative comics and some of the European comics and heavy metal magazine in America. And then I stopped reading comics altogether and thought I was going to be a fine artist for 4 or 5 years. But while I was at art school, I wasn't happy with my paintings and decided to do comics just for fun, but realized that was where I could make the most meaningful work again. Well, I think for me that style is much more expressive and has a much more emotional quality, and I think one of the things I do is I draw straight in ink without penciling, and I think what it does is it lets me make mistakes and lets me show making mistakes, and I think it just makes it all more human, and hopefully the reader will relate to it more. It's like looking into someone's private diary because it doesn't look edited, it looks like private thoughts, I guess. Yeah, well, my family doesn't always read the books, or they don't always talk to me about them. Like my oldest brother, as he says, prefers to read the superhero books that don't have sex. But I think everyone recognizes that, well, hopefully that the books aren't so much about people as about these kind of universal situations and kind of things that we go through in life. And so, in that sense, I think maybe they're a little more okay, because I'm not really showing everything about these people. It's just more about these situations and these events that other people can relate to. Yeah, I mean, like drawing for Marvel was my childhood dream, so I think like I'd still like to do something with them someday. And then you know, I've done some kind of funny superhero books, and the cat book is like a entirely different kind of thing. So I have lots of different interests, and I've kind of reached the point where I've written so much autobiography that I've kind of said most of what I have to say with that form, and I'm starting to think about moving on to different ways of working. I'm not sure exactly. I know I met Montserrat Terrones from La Cupola in America at the San Diego Comic-Con, but I think that was right. I don't know if that was right before or right after they had talked to my American publisher about the book. So yeah, I don't know if they saw the book in English first, or I think at that time it had my first book had come out in France, and that was the first translation that I had. So, yeah, and then just I've worked with them since, so it's been really good. My childhood cat had passed away, and also comics have this long history of cats, mostly making cats human. And I wanted to do a book that was kind of a tribute to my cat, but not make her human, let her just be cat, and you know, so not make her thinking things, or not try to interpret the behavior or explain it in kind of like how we would rationalize it, but just kind of show it and show what I see cats doing. what makes them cats, I guess. I usually work on several things. Right now I'm working on the next book in this series, which each issue is a different subject. So the first book was a superhero. The second book was mixed martial arts, like ultimate fighting. Yeah. And so the one I'm working on now is about the Sylvester Stallone arm wrestling movie, Over the Top. It's making fun of that, and then I am working on actually another cat book to kind of follow up to this one. Just the cats are fun to draw, and it's a book I really enjoy doing. So.